Recently, we talked with Charles Bailey, Division Chief for the Fire Department, nominated to be Montgomery County's Fire Chief. We had a conversation about the details of firefighting. We've had some recent incidents, emergencies, like there was the Arrive Silver Spring fire and the explosion in Gaithersburg, the plane crash. Were you involved in that and that response?
Yes, I was involved with both. What ties them all together is that you have concentrations of people who are barely getting by day to day before the emergency happens. And then you have this catastrophic event that under different circumstances may have been a blip in time, but for these families, a lot of them, it set them back a long way. And what it has taught us is that we have to do a great job with response. We do our response thing in the middle, but then probably another really big place to have an opportunity is in assisting people with recovery. And I think intuitively you want to say bring people back to their normal. In some cases, people were struggling, so you don't necessarily want to bring them back to a point of struggle, but we want to be more involved in that recovery process as well.
Bailey wants to prepare the fire department to adapt to ever-changing challenges.
Buildings continue to catch on fire. The way we are developing with really tightly packed community town center developments, that makes the fire challenge a bigger challenge. It is so hard because a tiny little fire can turn into a big thing.
And we want to just remind everybody the simplest thing you can do to protect your family is to have a working smoke alarm.
We want to be in education, preparation, response, and recovery. That's how we define resilience. You'll find a whole bunch of different definitions across the literature, but that's what we talk about. We also want to build a more resilient organization. We expect that the future is going to be full of uncertainty, and that we have to be nimble and adaptive and all those other things in order to navigate that successfully. Resilience is going to be a big part of that.
Does climate play a role in fire and rescue or in how that is changing?
And what we've done is participated in reproducible scientific studies about firefighting to include the impact of wind on fires. And right now, currently, the characterization of the hazards of lithium-ion battery technology.
And sometimes there are unique training scenarios for firefighters.
What's most important, right, is that we're able to leverage a partnership with community members. We're able to see all these folks gathered here together, and the end result of that is the fact that we're able to provide a better service to the people who live here, because at the end of the day, that's what's really important, right?
There are opportunities at times to go to structures in the county. We call it acquired structures. And they give us the opportunity, and it's pretty nice of the property owner, the opportunity to go train. And what's important there is that if the firefighters were in a situation where the only place that they had to try out new skills or to refresh old skills was the training academy, well, you end up doing it in the same 3 or 4 rooms. You know how many stairs it takes to get from here to there, right? And just after time, makes it really hard to challenge people and to get them to think. By being able to go to acquired structures, perform training evolutions that allows these folks to gather some experience that they may not have gotten otherwise, and allows them a chance to practice scenarios under near real conditions. And I say near real, we don't set these structures on fire, and the heat and the smoke will certainly change things a bit, but this is probably the closest we can get without that added risk. At the end of the day, what we want to do is put the fires out more efficiently, more effectively, and at a lower cost. And I think that costing is important. We think that we can do this and provide the same level of service at a lower cost, and we'd like to do that.